The guy that was here, Danny Barrett, he was Rugby Player of the Year in 2016.
And so you're helping them find paths from the ground back to their feet, hopefully without having to like take their hand off the ball.
There's weird things that if they hit the ground, they have to place the ball. That guy has to let go of the ball.
Yeah.
So the person that gets taken down has to let go of the ball. So the other guy has to take his hands off that guy, and then he can try and strip the ball from him. And then somebody else comes in and dives on top of that guy, and somebody comes in and tries to rip that guy off that guy. So like bridging and shrimping to make space to hold the ball is something they were just starting to do.
Mm-hmm.
So then we gave them a little, like they were just shrimping it, like they had such little understanding of it. And then they're really good at pushing into each other like this.
Yeah.
But they're not really good at unbalancing each other.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think like it's such a big part of the sport.
It's so like they couldn't forward roll. Like a bunch of them were like you know, feet together. Like no, this leg rolls under, this leg comes up, boom, you're back on your feet.
That's so crazy, man. That's so weird when high level athletes like. I mean, I'm sure there's like stuff if we were gonna go trade basketball or something, they'd be like, you really can't do this and you're an athlete, but
you could do most athletic things.
Athletic
things, like even old and broken, I'm not gonna get me on a hand-eye coordination thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's weird. It's weird the things they can't do. Like they were really tired just bridging.
That is weird.
Like they can sprint and dish the ball and catch the ball and dive into someone, but just bridging and going to their shoulder, and then bridging and going to their shoulder, like they were really tired.
Were they pumped on it though? Did they think it was something that was gonna help?
Yeah, definitely certain parts. So, I mean, they asked us to come back twice a week.
Nice.
They were like, "Can you come back twice a week for the entire training camp up until November?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." It's me and AJ, who's a SEAL, and that guy Pete Nashek, who Lucas knows he was a Master Chief from SEAL Team 5, and he was on SEAL Team 6.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's just a performance guy. He makes these glasses that strobe, so you're forced to like the glass will go opaque and then light, opaque and then light, so you're forced to see better with one eye or both eyes. And they have another one that strobes in quadrants.
Yeah.
So you can like just different parts of your range of vision. One eye will go out. They're weird. They're cool though.
Did you try it?
No, they're fine. We haven't, but I want people to bring me a pair.
Yeah, I think it's cool when like different sports start talking to each other.
Yeah.
It, like produces some like crazy new hybrid a lot of the times.
Yeah.
That's why I like what Ido Portal does a lot of the time. Yeah. Dude, this has been really cool being able to talk to you guys like this, because like I feel like what gets passed down a lot of the times is all the technical moves, and that's like what all the coaches are doing, and that's what you guys should be focused on. But what doesn't get passed down as easily as like the mentality and the game planning and like how to approach the fight game from people that have been in the fight game for like 10 or 15 years. There's always questions that I have that I want to ask people that have been in the game for a while, and even though like they show me technique after technique, like there's some stuff that like I have a hard time getting to. But this has been really nice. Yeah, Chris drops some knowledge, and everybody's had some like really cool, unique shit to say so far. It's nice. So bar's high.
I'll be alright. I'll be fine.
Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you used to fight?
I fought MMA.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, didn't fight very much. Got hurt my shoulder in an MMA fight. Put it back in the same fight, and then lost obviously. And went back to the locker room, lifted my arm, put it back in, and then never got it treated. Just stuck it to my body, and went back to training as soon as I could, and it just never got better. So then I got super frustrated because it was so early on. I was still kind of young. It was 2005, so I was still kind of young, and I would start training hard again, and it would give up. And then finally I had to have surgery to put it back together. And they put 5 anchors in my shoulder to hold it in place. And then after that, I was just like, fuck this, man. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This is too hard on the body. Man. Like, my nose, I got elbowed in the face, broke my nose, and I was still in the Navy. So they were like, hey, you can't be hurt and not work, man. Like, and I was still working. And then, I remember after I had my shoulder surgery, my coach was like, hey, man, so what day are you going to teach? Because I had already been teaching. And he was like, so what day are you going to teach? And I was like, bro, I can't move my arm. He was like, so? He goes, you can still teach. He goes, you can still do technique. And I was like, all right. And I was so depressed that I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So he just forced me to go teach.
Nice.
And then after that, once my shoulder got better, it was like, hey, everybody grab a partner, Charles, take the new person.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charles, can you cover these days? You know, because I like teaching.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, ever since I first started in martial arts, I knew I was going to end up teaching martial arts.
Nice.
Like in 1996, I walked into a karate class. I was 18, and I was like, oh yeah, eventually I'm going to do this. Like I just knew it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like to teach. I like to take information and like put it into ways of doing it better. And you know, I was the same way in the Navy. They'd be like, hey, this is the job we have to do. And I'd be like, well, that's a stupid way of doing it. There's a better way. I know there's a better way.
Yeah.
You know, so so it always made sense to me to like take what I was learning and like it's like kind of that Bruce Lee like absorb what's useful, reject what's useless.
Yeah.
And then luckily, like I was in Washington where my coach was, and I had gone to every single martial arts school. I got there in '99, so like I had done like a year of Kempo, and then went to some other karate place, and then I joined the Navy. So there was a little time period there where I wasn't training. And then when I got to Washington, I just went to every single martial arts school. And it was a little town across the water from Seattle, so I went to every single school. And I was there for, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks, this isn't fighting. Because I'd already been in real fights, I knew what fights
yeah.
were. Like, I grew up in New York City and I've been in fights. So I was like, this isn't fighting, this is bullshit. You guys are full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to like when you first get started, you can't really tell the difference between like the stuff that's all fluff and theoretical and the stuff that's useful in real life.
Yeah.
As soon as you get to the useful in real life stuff, you can spot the nonsense right away.
I mean, I watched UFC 1.
Mm.
Like I watched
Live?
it live. Yeah, like I wasn't there, but I watched it on video.
Oh, right.
Like I walked into my buddy's house, I never forget it. I walked into his house and the first fight had just finished. And he was like, yo, some kickboxer just knocked some sumo wrestler's tooth out.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first fight.
Yeah.
Gerard Bordeaux versus Tully. Anyway, that was the first. Like I walked in, he was like, "Yo, this shit is real."
Yeah.
We all sat down, and it just blew our minds. And I remember thinking that Shamrock would win because he was big, and strong, and then like look at Royce Gracie, or even there was a couple guys on that card that were like that looked like they should have won.
Mm.
Like if you just base it off of like big strong guy who's wearing a fucking gi. Like his videos were him doing spinning kicks and shit. I was like, that's awesome. That's like a kung fu movie, and then Royce Gracie won it. So it was like, what the fuck is this? So at first you want to reject it, you want to resist it. You're like, man, it's stupid, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That guy got lucky, but he didn't get lucky.
Yeah.
So then I left high school. I went to college. I went to Syracuse for a year, and I remember there's like one of those like school fairs where all the clubs are there, and it's like, oh, there's a fucking this club and that club. And I'm walking by a table, and a guy goes, yeah, I basically show stuff you can use in a bar fight. I just opened up a martial arts school. I was like, what do you teach? And he told me, Jeet Kune Do, Filipino martial arts, submission wrestling. And I said, man, you're a fucking liar. I think he said kickboxing too, because he had just started Muay Thai, like just started teaching Muay Thai. And I go, you're a fucking liar.
What did you think he was lying?
Because I had been to every martial arts school.
Okay.
I had been to everyone in the area. And he was like, I just opened up. And I was like, oh, cool, man, you got a car or something? Where is it? And he told me where it was, and I was there that Monday. And then I was there till the end.
And you can tell that was the real shit. That was
that was as close to real fighting as we were gonna get.
Yeah.
Like in the area, we got a lot of stuff that, in retrospect, just made me really good at martial arts.
Mm.
I mean, the curriculum we went through was crazy. Like at first, it was like the first submission flow that we learned was 30 submissions. Right. So in the same day, like I might have to work on the wooden dummy and do Wing Chun wooden dummy drills, and then the next hour work on single leg to double leg to side control to submissions. And I was just like, all right, this is how we do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like this is what, and my coach was like, you have to learn all of this. And I was like, okay, but like, MMA was still in my mind what I was learning it for.
Right.
But I was doing a bunch of other stuff that didn't seem like MMA. Right? But
okay,
overall,
like the Wing Chun dummy?
Wing Chun dummy, or stick, like Kali, Filipino martial arts, stick drills. And overall, what it did was it made me understand like a movement better.
Yeah.
And organization. Like if you look at Jeet Kune Do, if you look at like Jeet Kune Do, where it came from, like how it came from Bruce Lee to Inasano to my instructors, it was basically just became a bunch of lists.
Mm-hmm.
Like how can you deal with a jab crooks? Well, here's 1, 2, 3, and if you look at like your dance curriculum, that's what it's lists. One jab cross series, jab hook series, now tech series. You know, like there's just like if they throw a kick at you, here are 12 options how you can, like the footwork is non-classical set of Chinese footwork, right? That's what Bruce called it, right?
Chinese.
Yeah,
So Chinese boxing.
So he took it from Chinese boxing, but the reality is that there was curving footwork, like Ali's footwork was in there.
Yeah.
Right, and then triangle pattern invoking martial arts was in there. But we would start a Jiu-Jitsu class, and we would go over the footwork every single time. So it's step and slide shuffle advance, step and slide shuffle retreat, push shuffle advance, push shuffle retreat, slide shuffle advance, slide shuffle.
I think that stuff's underrated, man.
Yeah, like sometimes they even put masking tape on the floor and be like, so if I step and slide, I cover 1 foot length. If I push shuffle, I cover 2 foot lengths.
Okay.
If I slide shuffle, I get basically the full width of my legs to the next target.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of stuff was just way ahead at that time.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was also traveling, in 2003, I was traveling to Tacoma, which was almost an hour away, to go to jiu-jitsu classes. Just because I wanted to train jiu-jitsu and it was in the gi and we didn't have a gi program. We were strictly no gi. So I would drive there, we would warm up for 25 minutes, we'd learn 2 techniques and we'd roll 2 rounds, and then I would drive an hour home.
Damn.
And I was like, this sucks, man. I was like, what? I was like, what? At my coach's school, in an hour, we're learning takedowns.
Okay.
You know, takedowns, because my coach trained with Paulson a lot. And Eric Paulson was just way ahead. Like, we were doing leg loss in 2003, like, pretty heavily.
Damn.
Like, we were super, because Paulson trained catch wrestling basically from Shudo. Right? So Shudo was Yuri Nakamura, came from Japan and trained with Sayama to the Unisano Academy. And then guys like Paulson and Ron Balik, my instructor, they all fought in Shudo. Paulson was like the light heavyweight champion of the world in Shudo. And this is in the 90s. So he was just way ahead of what everybody else was doing. And then everybody else caught up over time.
Yeah.
You know, like now, if you don't know how to do leg locks now, you can't compete no gi at all.
Yeah, totally.
Like everyone does,
yeah.
You know? And, you know, Dean was one of the early guys in that, but we just weren't in the same place. You know, so I thought it gave me a really, like, I remember getting frustrated at one point doing some complex, like, stick drill or some crazy complex. I remember getting frustrated and asking my coach, like, why am I doing this, man? There's so many things I need to learn. And he said, we're not going to shoot double legs when we're 60, man.
Yeah.
And I was like,
fine.
All right,
good
fine.
Answer.
He goes, yeah, well, he's like, at some point we won't be able to just use brute strength. And he said, but you'll still be able to swing stick.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to defend yourself with a knife. I was like, okay, fine. And that's how I learn. You tell me what to learn, and I'll go home and I'll write it, and then I'll type it, and then I'll fucking reorganize. I'm just a nerd like that. Like, when it comes to learning martial arts, it's so frustrating because I want to know every single detail.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know why. Well, what about if they do? Like, I look at it like the flow chart. So, like, if I start with this, then these are the options that they can counter with, and then from there, these are my options that I can counter with, right? And that's the kind of the way I think. So that's why I formulate drills that way.
Yeah.
They throw this, you counter with this. Now, when they counter with that, you counter with this, and I lose people usually at 3. You go, I go, you go, drill falls apart.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But there's very few exchanges in fights that are longer than that.
Yeah.
You throw something, I counter with something, you shoot. But, you know, there's very few times that it's you go, I go, you go, I go, you. It just doesn't happen that way. You know, so I found that was a really good way of, like, because if you just do the whole drill and I just stand there like a dummy for you, then you never really get that reaction from the other person.
Yeah.
You know, and then my reactions are a little off because I'm just waiting for you to go, and then you see that in people when they start sparring.
I was gonna say, you even see that still in like dudes that are fighting, where they're so used to that pattern of like, when you go, I do this, I wait for you to be done,
and then
then
I start, and then I go at you, and I think that's like you have to learn that at first. That becomes like a drill scar. Like, you get this scarred way of learning from always letting the other person go. Right? So like that's why I always say, like, you learn in turns like that, but when you actually spar, it's never their turn.
Yeah.
It's always your turn.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I even have this like mental thing, like, because every say you're drilling guillotines, like, so you go and then your partner goes. So you get to put 100 guillotines on, but you're also drilling, letting your neck out and having somebody put a guillotine on you 100 times.
Yeah.
Like I always have this mental thing where I'm like, all right, don't make this a habit. I always have to talk myself. Otherwise, if I do it mindlessly, I see myself doing that, like those same poor habits in not fights, but when we go to wrestle and stuff like that.
You're comfortable.
You fall into that
you're
same
comfortable.
place.
You're like, he's gonna put a guillotine on. Okay.
Yeah.
Like near the end of the time I was my coach, like I had been there longer than most everybody else, and I found myself doing that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I would roll with guys, and we'd slap hands, and I would lay down and let them have side control. Or I would slap hands, and I'd go in quarter position, let them jump on my back. And I remember my coach one day being like, "Why are you doing that?" I was like, "This sucks, man. They're not gonna tap me.
Yeah.
You're gonna tap me." And he goes, "You're gonna forget like how to smash people." He's like, "You have to because he was like everything in catch wrestling and everything in shoe was like just smash the person into the ground. It was not a whole lot of like subtlety. It was a lot of like grab this and rip it off their body.
Yeah.
Like crank, rip, and tear.
Yeah.
So I remember him telling me that he's like, "You're gonna forget how to be mean." And he was right. Like now, the concept of like smashing something is like, that's not nice. And I wasn't like that before, but like I got older and like new people like smashing a new person. It's like, I can't smash a new person.
Dude, I don't like smashing.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. Don't do that. Like it's like they're unarmed. They're unarmed.
Yeah, and as a school, it's a horrible business model.
No, and that's why we can't allow that.
Yeah,
there has to be rules and regulations. There has to be whoa, enough.
That's
enough. But if you got a fight coming up, you can't really be taking rounds off. You can't really be like letting people smash you. So it's like,
but then you're at least trying to smash other fighters. Smash the light belts.
So even if you're in regular class, then just go for one thing.
Yeah.
Just go for one thing and try and hit on everybody. Like I always tell the guys, you can spar with anybody. You just can't. Like if you have a hard time hitting left hook to the body, and you're sparring with someone that you're clearly better than, just try and hit with left hook to the body.
Yeah.
So show a bunch of things, but wow, that's what you're trying to learn. And then you're like, at least there was some value there.
Yeah.
Rather than like, let me just slowly flow with this person and let them have it. We'll make a mess. We'll make them get to you. And then try and catch that one thing that you can't get everybody else with. And I think in that you can still get value out of everything.
Yeah.
Like a shitty person when you're rolling with them.
And they move weird. They
do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And you go, why would you do that? No one does it.
But he did it.
Yeah. So it could happen again. Yeah. That's like when someone does something and it works and you go, that's not a move.
Yeah.
Like, it worked. Yeah, but it's not a move, man. That's not, no one does that.
But I don't want anybody else copying me.
Yeah, fine. If you could do it, I guess it's fine. But someone is going to hurt you for that.
Yeah.
But that's where there's always a perfect way of doing it, but then the other person never does it the perfect way.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to hit pads. Hitting pads are for sharpening things, but moving with a partner that sometimes backs up too far and sometimes doesn't move at all. Use your visual acuity of distance and reaction to what they do. Because sometimes you show something and they take huge steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you still go, well, I'm still going jab, cross, hook, kick, because that's
what
we're supposed to do. Well, why? That's the wrong thing now.
Yeah.
Guru Dan Inosanto would say, it's a sword a good weapon. Yeah, a sword's a good weapon. He's like, well, what if you're fighting a phone booth?
Yeah.
Or in a closet? Then it's a shit weapon. Big blasting low kick is great. But what if they're this far from you?
Yeah.
And then you still decide to low kick and they punch you in the face and take you down. Well, then it was a stupid weapon. It was a terrible weapon.
Yeah, totally.
So not it's the right tool for the right job.
Yeah. That thinking in combinations, I think, is a good place to start. People get too trapped in, especially if they have coaches a lot that are throw 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, low kick here. And then you take that pattern of thinking into fights, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work past a 1, 2. Yeah. And then you gotta see what's open from there.
When I first started learning Muay Thai, we learned counts. 4 counts, 7 counts, 12 counts. And it was basically almost like a Muay Thai kata with you and the paddle, right? So it would be left kick, cross hook, right kick. That's the left to right 4 count. Left kick, cross hook, right kick.
Yeah.
Or if the person's left-handed and weird, it's lead kick, cross hook, rear kick.
Right. Yeah.
Fine. It applies. So in my notes, it just says L, K, C,
Yeah.
So it could be either rear.
Yeah.
Right? Easy. It's not be left and right.
Yeah.
And that's another like developing your own language for taking your notes. Like if you're learning a move on the ground and you say my right hand does this, and then we're throwing this side. Well, no, it's my near side hand, or my top hand does this, bottom hand does this.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah,
like being
yeah.
able to put it into a language where it doesn't, regardless of where you are, it's the same.
Yeah.
Right, so when we learned those combinations, I remember my coach saying, because then they would link together, 4 and 4 would be 7. And then like the pad holder does this now, and you know, and I remember my coach being like, I'm not saying you're gonna land all of these pieces, but if you get lucky enough to land the inside leg kick, maybe you've thrown the cross off it so many times that it just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
So it becomes like a biomechanical chain of movements that just happen automatically. Like if you have to still think like, all right, I'm gonna kick their leg, and then after I kick their leg, their leg's gonna open, I'm gonna throw the right hand. It fucking never works that way.
Conscious
You
thinking
know,
is
like,
way too slow.
It never works that way.
Yeah.
Like someone I taught at my buddy's school the other day, and this guy, he's an older guy, he goes, so like, dude, do you think that you should have like a plan when you start and you're gonna, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
No.
You know, like it doesn't, you can have a sequence of like ways that you always do things, but you have to be able in a split second to realize that, oh, this person's reacting differently, I can't do that, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
But if you have to like verbalize that in your brain,
Yeah.
it will never happen.
Yeah. It just happens so much faster than a conversation, so you talk to yourself way too slow.
It has to just be based off of like triggers.
Yeah.
Like you see this, that should automatically go.
Yeah.
You know,
thinking
like,
in between.
Yeah, so it's like there's another Bruce Lee. I use a lot of Bruce Lee quotes because I did so much deep into it.
This
It's
is
like,
fucking awesome. He has
when
awesome
the,
notes.
I think the quote was, when the time comes, I don't hit, it hits all by itself.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have to go, oh, his left hand is down, I'm going to my right hand. Too late.
Yeah.
You know, but if you just see it, wow. And that's why like pads should be somewhat instinctual.
Yeah.
Like that's why I don't like talking a lot during holding pads.
Right. Because you don't get audio cues anyway.
Yeah, so sometimes it'll be 1, 2,
Mm.
and I'll go 1, 2, the person doesn't throw the hook, I'll be like, oh, okay, and then lift the leg, and then, you know, because I want it to just kind of flow.
Yeah.
You know, like, then there's times when you have to be like, no, step back after that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is what we're
Now,
working on.
Again,
Yeah.
I always say, like, if you're new to holding pads, again is your friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Again. You know, while you're saying again, you have to be thinking of the next thing,
Yeah.
you know? And then like stacking it. 1, 2, pop, pop. 1, 2, pop, pop. Pop, pop. All right, etiquette, pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Now that they're 15, 20 seconds in, you haven't thought, you haven't think at all, you just do the next logical piece.
Yeah.
All right, now step back, not the 2. Now you're like, now they're doing things that are 3, 4, 5 pieces, but you didn't have to go, all right, so you're gonna throw jab cross, then you're gonna throw the kick, then you're gonna step back. Every time I'm teaching class and I see 2 people stop and they're talking to each other, I'm like, what do you want a fucking date? What are you talking about? You know, like just if it's that complicated, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like don't do it. It's too complicated.
Yep. Gonna take up the entire time
Just do
learning,
2 pieces.
getting on the same page with each other.
Yeah, and that's like my coach always used to say, you have to build a rapport. Like with your pad holder. So when he would say grab a partner, like my buddy Jake and I were usually partners. So he'd look over and we'd be like holding each other. We'd be like, all right, guys. Like he was doing my pad holder. You know, and like I learned a lot from.
There's some people that are just good pad holders.
Yeah, and he was good. He had already fought kickboxing, so he knew like it wasn't like he wasn't just robotically repeating like the combinations.
Yeah.
You know, he was moving his feet, so I had to move my feet.
Yeah,
He was throwing things at me that were not at all part of the drill. So, you know, and all that stuff helped.
Yeah.
You know, because if not, you're just like, I'll be an animatronic if you want me to. I'll stand right here and I'll throw whatever you ask me.
Yeah. So
you know, like I'll just.
But then you take that into your fight too.
Yeah, right here. What's next? You know, you know, and that's great. But then you're just gonna be that dude who just marches forward constantly. You know.
All right, so I know we're not gonna get to class soon, but I have one question because I know a lot of people like you in your corner, including me. But you've been like you've cornered lots of high-level people, including UFC fighters and shit like that. So when you are cornering somebody, what do you consider to be like your main job or the most important aspect of your job? Like, why do they want you in their corner as opposed to anybody else that can wrap hands?
I think it's consistency, right? I think it's the consistency of like simple things. I don't like cornering someone that I haven't taught up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been in that situation. I was in that situation at a Bellator fight where I was cornering a guy who like kind of trained with those, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, and he asked me to corner, I was like, yeah, all right, man. But he doesn't hear my voice. And now I'm cornering with two other guys who literally I was warned, like, yo, it's going to be tough on you. Because Vince and I cornered
Were they trying to yell over you? Or?
They just were yelling constantly. And
Yeah.
you're saying too many things, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it. Like, if you're
you
saying
gotta
four
cut through the
things,
noise.
if you're saying four things, he's not going to hear one.
Yeah.
It has to be little verbal cues that, hands up, pressure, boom. You know, there have to be simple verbal cues that the person has heard before.
Okay.
And they have to have heard your voice. Because if not, it's
with the rest of the crowd, yeah.
Like, your voice should cut through.
Yeah.
That's why, like, Alex can hear me so clearly. He can hear Vince and I very clearly because we've cornered him 15 times.
Yeah, totally.
You know, so he hears our voice. You know, like, you can see it in sparring sometimes. You can see if someone says something from the side, you can see certain people hear it, certain people don't.
Yeah, totally.
You know, so like that's where I think, and because Vince and I are very calm in the corner.
Yeah, you guys make an awesome team. I love that.
Like, we know what to say. We know how to talk. We know who's doing what. Like, it's never frantic.
Yeah.
Like, by the time we get there, one of us has ice, one of us has water. Right? We're telling you to take three deep breaths, water, Vince starts talking. He says what he has to say, he goes, and then I start talking. And then it's clap, clap, clap. Ice, stool, we're up.
Yeah.
It's never like, again, that same fight, between the second and third round, there was a guy there, he's giving him like 4 and 5 strike, complex boxing combinations. And I'm just looking at the side of his face like, what the fuck, am I going crazy? Right? And then as soon as he finishes talking, I lean really close to his face and I go, fuck all that shit he just said. And he was like, what? I go, fuck all that shit he just said. I was like, you throw straight punches and move your feet. I was like, if you don't, he's gonna dive in for a takedown. I was like, if you try and throw 6 punches, he's gonna dive in for a takedown. I was like, you throw straight punches at him and move offline. Like, you're telling him slip, when those two slip and they go to the body and they come to it like, fuck, are you crazy? He goes the third round. Like, you'd be lucky if this motherfucker doesn't just stand there with his hands down now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I guess I gotta wait till he throws it 2, I guess. I don't, you know, so I think like, I never lose control. Like, I never lose control in the corner. I'm never screaming.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna happen to me. Like, maybe when the fight's over, I may celebrate, but I'm never gonna lose control. I'm never gonna be like, you gotta do that. No.
Yeah.
Listen, help. You're not being helpful. It's bad enough this motherfucker has to go fight this person again after this. You know, like, it's bad enough. They have enough chaos going on without you fucking screaming at them. There's someone trying to kill them. You know, like, the last thing they need, they're way up here.
Yeah.
I need you to be down here.
Yeah, totally.
I need your heart rate to come down.
Attention.
I need your heart rate to come down. Like, when by the end of the time we're talking, your heart rate should be like, okay, all right. And then a lot of times between the second and third round, Vince will say something, and a lot of times it's frantic. So at that point, I just go, you have this many minutes left, especially if the person's behind.
Yeah.
If the person's behind, I go, if you don't win this round, you will lose this fight. You have to win this round. And then you see them go, oh, okay. Because, you know, sometimes it's like, man, am I ahead? Can I chill here?
Yeah.
Like, people will ask, like, am I winning?
It's
Fuck
hard
that.
to tell, man.
Fuck that. You have to win this round,
Yeah.
or you have to try and finish this person this round.
Yeah, because
He's up by 2.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, you're like, you have to be like, yo, don't save anything here, man. You don't want to finish this fight and be like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
But you lost the fucking decision, man. Like, you know, like, that's easier said than done. It's hard to tell somebody like, yo, go blow your fucking lungs out this round, man. Go try and kill this person. But, you know, sometimes that's all there's left.
Especially they're already getting peppered up and everything.
And it's, again, easier said than done. I've been in the corner where it's like, yo, you gotta do this, you gotta pressure, and then every time they do, wow.
Yeah.
And it's like, then I'm just sitting there holding the water, drinking, and like, they're doing the best they can.
Yeah.
You know, they're just getting beat. The other person is better.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just fucking better,
That's
man. You know, like, you know, and then you're like, I guess we need a Hail Mary here. You know, but like, and it might still happen, but they need to know that little bit of urgency, like, you have to win this. I don't like, you're doing great. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're not doing great. You're losing.
Yeah,
We got 2 rounds right now. You have to win this round, you have to win it big. And you have to try and finish them. Because if not, like, hey, you're doing great. They go into the last round, they coast, and they just coast right to a loss.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because it's like, man, I should have said something different there, you know?
Yeah, because when you're in the heat of it, it's hard to tell, like, are you up by a little bit? Are you down 2 rounds? Are you like, it's fucking hard to tell.
I cornered a guy for a early kickboxing fight. He came back and he knocked the guy out in the second round. And he was like, yeah, I knew I lost the first round. And I was like, you dropped him in the first round. He was like, yeah, but he hit me with more kicks. I was like, the fuck does that mean? He was like, yeah, I just thought I was losing. And I was like, you defended the kicks. I was like, you dropped him. That's how far off he was. Like, he just felt like he was getting hit and not countering, and he just was like, I don't know, I thought he was beating me.
Well, it's like one of those weird things where I feel like when you get touched, you know how bad it hurts. And you're like, oh, that was a real touch. You can't really tell when you touch them.
Yeah, you're like, like pillow hands.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, I don't know. You know, meanwhile, the other
I know, I'm fucking I lost.
Yeah, and then like there's always that, like Alex and I have a good relationship like that because he's been in trouble a couple times where I've gotten to say cool stuff. Like funny stuff. Like one of his fights, he got armbarred in the first round. And he got out of the armbar. And he comes back to the stool after the first round. You know, it's for a title for an amateur belt. I put the stool there, and he looks at me, and he's like, my left arm's hurt. And I go, well, hit with the right fucking arm then. And he just laughs, and I go, what are we gonna do now? It's too late now.
Yeah.
I go, what the fuck? What are we gonna do? I was like, it's just hurt. What are we gonna do? And he was like, all right. And he went out there with the other hand and beat the body of one. And then again in the King of the Cage fight, he came back to the stool and he goes, my right foot's broken. And I go, well, it's gonna be fucking broken after this round too. And he was like, all right. I was like, if you don't win this round, you're gonna fucking lose. I was like, so you better push off that broken foot and win this round.
Did he get up and move on it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
And then
nice.
And I go, I can stop it if you want. I was like, but you're gonna fucking regret it afterwards.
Yeah.
And he was
totally.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And then in his last fight, I forget what it was. He's like that. A kick to the body hurt or something like that. I just was like, fuck that kick. Too late for that now. I was like, what do we do about it? You know, so it's always that like he just laughs and he goes, all right. You know, because it's like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna stop the fight? You know, like that's like your last fight. The fucking stupid cut man comes over and he goes, oh, it's 2 cuts. And I look at you and I go, fuck those cuts.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, all right. You know, like, fuck those cuts, bro. You're already cut.
Yeah.
You know, like what's the don't even say it's 2 cuts. Just address the fucking cuts, bro. He doesn't know. You can't see your face.
Yeah.
You know, just fuck up, man. Like don't say anything. You know, like
I can tell it was a lot though.
Yeah, like
I can tell it was pretty.
Like Leben's fight when he was cut in his bare knuckle fight.
His face.
He looked at me and I just looked at him and I go, yeah, it's fine, bro. Don't worry about it. And then afterwards, we're sitting in the back and he goes, how bad's my face? And I go, it's not good. He's like, all right. You know, but what am I gonna do? Be like, oh my god, you're bleeding. You're already bleeding, bro. It's fucking, there's nothing you can do now, you know. And I think that's my job is to kind of be the fucking. I can't get too excited.
Yeah.
Because if I lose it, we're fucking off the rails.
Because they're close to losing.
Like they're at the brink of fucking destruction, you know. Like so, if I'm calm, Vince is calm, and for that 1 minute things are calm. All right, man, we're okay. Everything's fine.
I've definitely noticed that too. It's a huge help. Yeah.
You know who's really good at that? Greg Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever hear Greg Jackson in the corner, yeah, and he lies to the judges. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nothing
but it's not for them, it's for the judges.
Yeah. Like, I got that from him, and I remember just laughing and being like, nothing there, block that shit landed flush.
And I noticed that actually at my last fight, their corner started yelling shit when stuff was landing on me, and then I heard you guys start to pick it up when I was landing on him. I was like, alright, this isn't for us. You know you hit him. Yeah.
I'll fucking tell you hit him, but I gotta be like,
yeah, that hurt. That hurt him.
Yeah. And you see it in Muay Thai too. Muay Thai, they throw a knee. So the judges they're human, man. Mm-hmm. You know, fuck, I guess they didn't hit him. I don't know. I'm like, oh, that was a hard one. You know, that's why you win the end of the round.
Yeah, that's what they remember.
Bunch of shit. Yeah, at the end of the round, this guy was on top of that guy hitting him.
Yep.
10.
Totally.
You know, like that's just being smart. That's why you give a 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, good high fight IQ, 30 seconds. You look at their legs, you throw a hard right hand, you don't.
Yeah.
You fucking hammer fist twice, and you stand up and go back to your corner. You know, and that's when you start to be like, oh, this motherfucker got a high fight IQ.
Yeah.
You know, like he knows how to win. Like edge those rounds
How to
out.
put a stamp
Yeah,
on
like
the
edge those rounds out.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the round, you're both standing there. Okay. At the end of the round, they're against the cage, and you're throwing knees to their body. Must have won.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 round before that.
You must have won.
Yeah,
you won
yeah,
totally. You know, and that's just being smart. And I think that's why I like being in the corner. That's why I corner every fight. Amateur, pro, which I corner. If I'm not there, there's a fucking reason. You know, I just don't want someone else to be stuck there just saying the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know,
it happens so much, dude. It's so
you know,
easy to
like
do it.
just anybody can. I mean, listen, you go to the UFC locker room, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at how incompetent.
At that level?
You'll be
Dude,
shocked
that's
at how
crazy.
incompetent some of the people warming people up. You're like, wow, you're a coach for someone in the UFC, huh?
Dude, it's such a pet peeve of mine when I see people trying to teach new shit.
Oh my god.
The day, like during their warm up for the fight.
My coach would lean over to me because my coach was like a real funny guy, a real like dry sense of humor. He'd lean over to me and be like, "You think that guy's just learning that now?" It's like a mount escape. Like, bitch, if you get mounted and you know a mount escape, you must take his ass whooping, son.
Yeah. You're good.
We gotta go in.
All right. Yes. Thank you, dude. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. Wow, we went way over.